Don't you dare, ref. That's he got the ball. Good morning, Tottenham fans all across the world, and happy Sunday morning to you all. And it's another big game as Tottenham welcome Liverpool down to N17 for the final game before Christmas. And it's a perfect opportunity to cap off a great week and head into the festive period with a positive mindset and mentality around the football club. Now, with Liverpool sitting top of the Premier League table, this will not be an easy game for Tottenham to secure a win today. But we do head into this match with confidence after back-to-back victories against Southampton and Man United. And if we win today, that will be 3 on the bounce. Now, I think it's important personally to keep fans informed about anything happening around match day. And Change for Tottenham have organised a protest against the club's ownership ahead of kick-off. The protest will take place across from the club shop at 3 p.m. Now, I'm not telling anybody what to do. It's simply up to you. I'm just making you aware of what's going on around match day, just like I did last week with Return of the Chef about trying to generate atmosphere for the Manchester United game. And given the current squad, we do not have the luxury to make major changes. I think many of the players who started against United will likely feature again today. However, I think you might see 1 or 2 changes to this starting 11. So let's take a look at the lineup that I believe Postecoglou will select. Starting in goals, and it will be Fraser Forster, who had an absolute nightmare against Manchester United. Now, to be fair, that nightmare many people thought would be consistent throughout his time stepping in for Carry-On. It hasn't been, and I think that's why he would be very disappointed with himself, of course, making 2 massive blunders that practically allowed Man United back into the game and gave them hope and belief. I made it a tricky game for Tottenham overall because we were absolutely cruising up until then. And I don't think Postecoglou's going to make a change. The only other options is Brandon Austin or Alfie Whiteman, and quite frank, they're just not good enough for this level. So we will see Fraser rolled out here again. Now the big question is, how is he going to respond? Now he's 36 years of age, he's an absolute veteran of the game. You'd hope that with all that experience that he can sort of just put that behind him, dust himself down and head into this game with a fresh mindset. Hopefully no nerves, because Liverpool, they will look to press high, especially after seeing their mistakes. If that ball goes back to Fraser, they will look to put pressure on him straight away. So it's important that with the first few kicks of the game, he does not fluff his lines, finds his passes out, and gets himself a foothold in the game and eradicates them nerves. And he's going to need to prove himself here in the fans' eyes against Liverpool. At left back, it will be the return of Destiny Udogie. Now, previously to the United game, Postecoglou said he'd play either United or Liverpool game. He didn't play against Man United, which means he'll play here. And in his pre-match press conference for this game, he did say that the plan is Destiny Udogie will play and that he's okay. For me, he has the toughest job on the pitch today. He is up against Mo Salah, who's been directly involved in 75% of Liverpool's goals this season, with 17 goals and 12 assists in 23 games across all competitions. So he's on absolute fire. So given that, neutralising Mo Salah is absolutely key for Tottenham getting a result out of today's game. Not only that, Trent Alexander-Arnold will also create overloads down that side. So he is in for a long afternoon. He's going to need the help of either one of the midfielders or one of the wingers to get back and help. Because if them two are doubling up on him, he has absolutely no chance. At right back, this is a big decision for Ange Postecoglou. Does he go with Pedro Porro, who's played the most minutes since Postecoglou's took over, which really shows how much he relies on him, or does he go with Jed Spence, who was absolutely phenomenal against Man United? For me, I think he has to go with Jed Spence here. Against Man United, Spence made 5 clearances, 2 tackles, won 10 duels, and provided an assist for Dom Solanke. That's now 2 assists in his last 2 games, and as Postecoglou has mentioned, he's not just filling in, he's making a real impact right now. So right now, at this current time, based off the current form between the 2 players, I think Jed Spence is proving stronger. He's defensively, but also going forward right now, he's offering more than Pedro Porro. So I think I would go with Jed Spence. And moving into centre back, well, we have no other options available to us right now, so it will be Radu Dragusin and Archie Gray. Now again, this whole back line, they have their work cut out for them. Not only did I read out Mo Salah's stats to you with all his goals, but also I think Cody Gakpo and Diaz both have 9 goals as well, so the forward line is firing on all cylinders. Now Dragusin, I thought, was an absolute colossus against Man United, put in that commanding performance that I've been waiting to see. He won 100% of his ground duels and made 7 clearances against United, also keeping Højlund and Xerxes under control all night long. And to be fair to Radu Dragusin, actually, since he's got this run in the side, he's made huge strides as a player in such a short amount of time, and if he continues at this level, and especially aerially the way he did the other night, winning absolutely everything that came into Højlund, I think he certainly gives Postecoglou something to think about. As for Archie Gray, just 18 years of age, and he's playing centre-back with remarkable composure. His performance against United was absolutely outstanding for a central midfielder dropping in at centre-back in such a high-pressured state game. He completed 93% of his passes, some of that little link-up play between him and Jed Spence, the refusal just to boot it long and give away possession, being able to link up and play out of trouble down that left-hand corner is absolutely sensational. He also won 100% of his tackles, and he committed 0 fouls on the evening. That is an unbelievable performance from Archie Gray. And I must say, against United, he really sort of played his way into the game. Very early on, he hit someone nice and hard and early with a slide tackle and really grew in confidence from there. And hopefully he can do the same here against Liverpool. We really need him to try and find them same levels if he can. Now, it's a huge ask to ask him to do it 3-4 games in a bounce, but you know, the kid keeps proving everybody wrong. You know, he's been a remarkable sort of signing for Tottenham Hotspur since he's arrived. So I wouldn't put it beyond the realms of impossibility for him to be able to step up and produce another great performance here. And I think all the stats that I've read out to you from his performance against United highlights that age is only a number when it comes to ability. And one thing I want to say is in years gone by, we've played Dyer at left-sided centre-back, Sanchez at left-sided centre-back. And they've been really erratic. They've been caught out defensively, not knowing what way to turn. And in possession, they've been absolutely pathetic. You know, ballooning the balls out into the stand, putting 10-yard passes out for throw-ins and stuff like that. Well, Archie Gray is a prime example that if you've got the right ability, you can play anywhere on the football pitch. What a young player we have on our hands here. Now, moving into the midfield, and I think we're going to see a little bit difference of a make-up here in the midfield to sort of combat how good Liverpool are going forward and maybe combat them a little bit in terms of how they press to give us more options to pass out from. So I actually think that Postecoglou will go with a double pivot here of Yves Bissouma and Maddison Sarr. Now, starting with Yves Bissouma, he was absolutely excellent against Man United. Didn't lose the ball once when dribbling, winning 90% of his ground duels, making 6 tackles, and he was absolutely phenomenal reading the play, getting in there and hitting United nice and hard, turning the ball over and springing them counter-attacks. What a performance for Yves Bissouma. The problem is they've been too far and few in between. Hopefully he can double up with that with another massive performance here, because if he can hit them levels, he can help us get a foothold in this midfield. Now, this midfield is going to be very combative. Liverpool have the second highest turnovers in the opposition's half, so it's going to be a very combative midfield. There's not going to be much time on the ball, so as soon as Bissouma gets that, he's going to have to move it very, very quickly. It's very important he doesn't get caught out on the ball. Equally, I think he's going to be tasked with getting across, helping out someone like Destiny Udogie, considering he's going to be doubled up on, which might actually allow some, which I'll get onto in a little while, stay further up the pitch and exploit the space that Liverpool leaving behind the fullbacks. Now, moving on to Maddison Sarr, again, another industrious performance from the kid against Manchester United. He's our most consistent midfielder this season, and even when he's not the greatest on the ball, one thing you get in there is work rate and helps turn the ball over. And I think will be absolutely crucial, because if it's not Jed Spence at right back, Porro gets caught out an awful lot and really needs help. So I think Sarr might just be tasked, if it is Porro, to get out there and help him out as well, like Bissouma with Destiny Udogie. And also will protect the centre-backs a lot more, because we've got to recognise Liverpool are the best team in the country. The bagging goes for fun. And I think they haven't lost an away game this season. And I think this will actually allow Tottenham to play on the counter-attack against Liverpool. And then moving into the guy tasked with the creativity, and I do think it will be Dejan Kulusevski. James Maddison was not really impressive Thursday night against Man United, and when Liverpool turn over the ball like they do and they're as hard-working as they do, I think it is a game where you need 3 hard-working midfielders in there, and I'm not sure you can take that risk with James Maddison. Yes, he's shown against the likes of Man City that he can do it, but it's very few and far in between, and I'm not sure personally I would take that risk. So I think Kulusevski has to play, because not only does he offer you the creativity side, I think he's created 40 chances for Spurs players from open play this season. He scored 4 goals in his last 4 games, but also his industrious work rate. We've seen him in midfield at times. He can get in there, turn over the ball as well, and he's really hard to knock off once he gets moving. So if we do play Liverpool on the counter and we can get running at them centrally, I think it's going to cause a lot of problems. Which brings me on to right wing, and I do think Brennan Johnson will come back in here. He hasn't started the last 2 games, and I think Postecoglou will look to introduce fresh legs here. But with Liverpool's fullbacks being asked to get forward and create overloads, if we do turn the ball over, we can hit Liverpool on the counter nice and quickly, and I think that's why he might go with someone like Brennan Johnson here on the right hand side. I'm not going to keep banging on about, everyone hears me addressing it every single week. The kid knows what he needs to do, and he really needs to dig out his teammates here. 2 wins on the bounce with him being benched. maybe he's the problem, so he's got to come in here and put in a massive, massive performance. Now, moving on to Son, over on the left-hand side, he will come in here. Of course, Werner, I think, will be back, but he will come back on the bench. And Son, hopefully, will be full of confidence, stepping up with what they now dub, they tell me, the Olympico, scoring directly from a corner. Absolutely brilliant play from Son. Talking about a leader stepping up with a magical moment in a cup run. And that's what they're all about. Hopefully, it's one that you look back on after you've won the cup and you say, oh my God, what a run. And that was the moment there that probably, defined our destiny. So brilliant from Son. Now in this game with Trent, especially getting tasked to go forward and create them overloads with Mo Salah to be able to free up Mo Salah, I think it would be wise to go at the double pivot, get Basuma to move out, allow Son to actually sit higher up the pitch. So when we do turn that ball over, we can just hit him. Just go, like when Harry Kane used to be there, get the ball to him, Son, just go in behind. And he's going to have to be absolutely clinical. He's going to have to be crucial. In recent weeks, he's missed big chances in big moments. You're not going to get away with that against Liverpool. They've got the best defensive record in the Premier League. So any moments we have, we're going to have to take. And if we are going to score, it's more than likely going to come from him as he stepped up in games like this in years gone by. And then that moves me up to the guy up front, the man in the moment, bagged the brace against Man United, one of the cup heroes, and that is big Dom Solanke. Now I would argue not overall his best night against Man United in terms of his all-round play. I've seen much better performances from Dom Solanke, but he still managed to score 2 goals on the night. That second goal, that ball from Jed Spence, where he cut inside, faked the shot, and then used the defender's legs to pull it back across where he's run from and bagged the second on the night. Absolutely brilliant, and hopefully now that can really sort of breed the confidence, the fire underneath him, and hopefully over this festive period he can be the guy to step up and really drag us through some of these results. We've got scrappy games coming up. We've got Liverpool, we've got Wolves, we've got Nottingham Forest. Going to be tight games, not a lot of chances, so we need him to be his clinical best. So hopefully them 2 goals have fired him into life just in time. So guys, that's my predicted lineup to face Liverpool at 4:30 today. Please get in the comment section below. Give me yours and your reasons for team selection. Let me know your thoughts on my team selection. Also, give me your score prediction. But guys, it's a massive game today. It would be absolutely sweet to pull out a result here and just lift the pressure off us a little bit over that festive period. But you've got to remember, we are up against a very good opposition today. Let's see how it pans out. I'll see you back here for the pre-match build-up. As always, come on you Spurs. In the big hands we trust. We never stop, baby. Have a good day, my fellow semi-finalists.